Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the summer transfer special as we move from Season 4 here to Season 5 at Sheffield Wednesday as we look to win the Champions League with them for the first time. And of course, next season we are in the Champions League for the first time. This is a huge summer and I'm very, very excited to get going here. Quick look, we'll start with the team report. Now, I can probably just click on that and we'll get a better look at everything, can we? No, not really. Analysis report. No. So never mind, we'll just go back to this. You can see we do have a few strengths. This is the I guess the best 11 that the game says that we have. If we're looking at places we want to strengthen, now if you're not on the Discord, go and join the Discord. There's a link to it in the description. Citizen Nev did a full squad analysis, and it was brilliant about where we need to strengthen midfield primarily, and also up front. I think we probably do need to look. Goalkeeper is somewhere that, there's nowhere that we definitely have to strengthen, but there's places that we'd like to strengthen. Goalkeeper is maybe one of them. I think we do need someone to come in and be first choice up front. And if Hannibal, now we know that Manchester United want to lose, we've got quite a lot of bad weaknesses there, don't we? We know that Manchester United aren't going to loan Hannibal back to us as things stand. You never know, maybe later in the summer they'll change their mind. So that being said, we're going to need somebody to come in and sort of fill that role for us. Now, a quick reminder of things that we know are already happening. Now, we know that in January, so halfway through the year, Brian Rivas is going to come and join us, a young Colombian superstar centre-back. So we've got to bear in mind that this is coming. We don't have to go sort of and get all-out central defenders because we've got a good one coming in. Now, we also know that Oliver Brummer has got his work permit. He will be back. He will be playing for us this season. So that, in a way, is a big hole sort of filled in terms of the centre-forward position. He can come in. He can do a good job for us. Finishing is a bit of a weak point, but he's got everything else about him is quite good. So we know that he's going to come back for us this season, or this coming up season. And there's two other players that have been out on loan this year that could be useful for us. There's Matias Santos, who we signed originally to be sort of a Hannibal Mabry type. So good passing, good vision, good technique, good determination as well. Is he ready to come in and play in the Champions League? No, to be honest. But he's only 20. He's been out on loan at Sunderland this season, and he's not done too badly in the Championship. So he could be somebody that could come in and certainly fill in at sort of in Premier League games against the lesser teams. And also coming back from loan is young centre-back Sam Campbell. Now, he's been out at Rochdale. He has developed a little bit. What at least we can look at is that he's gone to League One and he's played consistently and he's played well. So that is a big bonus for us. Will he play for us this year? Again, he's an option. He's probably an option certainly for cup games, lower opposition in the Premier League. He could maybe get away with. We may need to look to loan him out sort of to another team though that is maybe in the Championship or a little bit higher up, and just keep his development going. Now, some other news to catch you up on before we get the summer started. We have asked and been accepted to improve our training facilities. So 3.7 to improve the actual training facilities, and then 2 million to improve the youth facilities. So that's good. We've got some players that are happy that they've been used in the role. I mean, Schurz, you just got used on the bench, mate, I'll be honest. There was a minor issue with Mb, unhappy that we didn't improve the coaching staff. I do that every summer. So I am fairly confident that he'll be satisfied once the summer comes to an end. So that's everything caught up on. Let's get this summer underway, see where it takes us. We have, let's have a look here at the finances. 45 million in the bank. We have 54 million just about to spend. We get 80% of revenue. We might see if we can get that up to 100. And in terms of the wage budget, we have about an extra 100 grand we can add to it. But obviously as players leave, that will go up as well. So it's going to be fun. Let's get going. All right, a few more updates of off-field stuff. We did get our request to improve the percentage retained. Just do 100% board, come on. But we've got 95% now, so that'll help with any players we look to sell on. Stadium expansion plans, 27.5 million for 7,500 seats. It barely seems worth it, does it? But that's going to be done by November-ish, so we'll have a reduced capacity until then. And our youth category is improving from 3 to 2. So I'm assuming that'll help with bringing youngsters through and the quality we get. But yeah, so that's good as well. Dirk, wait till you see the goalkeeper I just signed, mate. Oh, hello, Cameron Dawson. How you doing, mate? Did you find yourself a new club? You did. Well, that's brilliant. Well, good luck. I wish I could say we're going to miss you, but mate, I just signed a superstar. Where'd you end up going anyway? Liverpool. Okay, so one in, one out, and goalkeepers, and wait till you see this goalkeeper we've signed, guys. You are going to be absolutely blown away. But speaking of being blown away, Cameron Dawson's off to Liverpool. We've got £1 million for him. That's fine. Good luck to him. He tell you what, it wouldn't be a bad backup for someone like Liverpool, you know, an English player as well. So I'm sure that's the role that he's gone there to play. So, yeah, well done to him on that front. But look at who we have signed. If we just go up the top here. Now, these are all going through. You can see there, January 9th. But we have paid £9 million for Federica Bevaquat. I'm going to have to practice his name. 34 grand a week, first choice goalkeeper, 19-year-old wonder kid. Are you ready for this? Look at that. This guy is going to be the best goalkeeper in the world. I have absolutely no doubts about that. Positioning of 17. He's got everything. Determination, decision-making. His agility is not too bad. This is a 19-year-old. I have, as I said, absolutely no doubts that we've just signed the best goalkeeper in the world in a couple of years' time. He's at Argentinos Juniors right now. He's played 2 seasons in Argentina, got better each season, which is brilliant. It may take him a little bit of time to settle being so young. He doesn't speak the language, so we'll probably share the goalkeeping roles with Bazuna for the first season. But once this guy's flying, I honestly don't think we'll need another goalkeeper, for at least 15 seasons. So he should hopefully be the number one goalkeeper if and when we get around to if we don't win it with this guy in the goal 15 seasons, we're going to be running out of time. Alright, we're getting some business done nice and early here. We have signed another promising midfielder. I'm taking the philosophy of that we're not going to be able to afford to go out and sign players that are going to win us the Champions League this season because we're not going to win it this season anyway. So I'm trying to sign players that in 2 or 3, 4 years time will be good enough for us then to go and win the Champions League. So we signed Konstantin. We've got to have a Konstantin in your side, don't you? Sonolkov, I guess you'd pronounce it. He's 18 years old. He's a promising midfielder. 2.7 million. You can see there, just under 8 grand a week. He's signing initially as a squad player. And, well, what I like about this guy is, well, these 3 right here. Teamwork, vision, work rate. He's going to be a nice little midfielder for us. Good technique as well. I'm hoping passing and first touch will come along. He's not too bad physically. He's not too bad mentally at all. So I do think he's going to be a decent player for us. And like I say, not going to win us the Champions League this year, but if he develops okay when the time he's 22, he just might be somebody who can do that. Now, we've signed him from Zenit. He has played 4 games in their first team. Again, I think we've signed a good young player here. So yeah, I'm excited for him. Okay, we are at June 9th, which means the transfers have officially gone through. We can see the fans, this is a little bit, Bazuna, delighted to sign him on a permanent basis, but unsure why he's been signed off such an average loan spell. And he was Player of the Year twice, so that doesn't really add up. But anyway, the fans, generally speaking, are happy. Konstantin is now worth 1.5, so he's gone down in value, so that's excellent. Bazunu was signing for 2.4. He's now worth 12 million. So that's going to be a good transfer for us, isn't it? And of course, Federico, the star that I cannot believe we have signed, is worth 15.75. How has no other club gone in for him? It's beggars belief, but it's wonderful. And Dawson has officially gone off and joined Liverpool. And he can't believe his luck either, I'm sure. All right, now we can sign players. We'll hopefully get a few more in. We have breaking news this evening out of Sheffield Wednesday as the club announced the signing of 18-year-old Brazilian midfielder João Augusto Gebring for £14 million from Brazilian club Palmeiras. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to local reporter Ernest Topbottom. And Ernest, can you please try and say this player's name in your fine Yorkshire accent?
Mate, you know that I can't.
Alright, so we have another signing, another player that is potentially good enough right now, but in the future will hopefully be absolutely brilliant. João Augusto Gebring, I guess you'd pronounce it, 14.25 from Palmeiras in Brazil. We triggered his release fee. He's going to be making 30 grand a week, initially signing as a squad player. That squad status, I believe, sort of goes up over time. Let's have a quick look at what we've signed. Is he the replacement for Hannibal? This season, possibly not, but in future, yeah, I think he is. He's got decent passing, he's got good vision, teamwork, technique is good, physically he's okay. I mean, he's only 18, he's going to get better. Good free kick taker as well. I think he could be a very useful player for us. Now, he can play a little bit deeper in midfield, he can push forward. One thing I did learn from that Liverpool game, where we had that awesome comeback, is we did have a number 10 in for the second half of that game. So that's maybe something we need to look to do to go forward as well, moving forward as well. So this guy will be able to do that for us. He's played in the Palmeiras first team for 2 seasons, more or less. Season and a half anyway, because obviously the Brazil season runs calendar year. They've made a tiny little profit on him. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. But I think, as I said, he may not be Hannibal right now, but give him a season or two and he just might be. Now, in terms of some other players, we are currently trying to bin off Dominik Solanki. We're just having some trouble getting some interest in him for a fee that we would like. If this goes through, that'll be brilliant. It's half up front, half over, half sort of in installments. Previously to that, he'd rejected some offers at 20 million, so that's fine. The other player we're currently trying to get rid of is James Garner. Now, he's had some bids come in. Werder Bremen appear to want him, or at least they did. So again, we're not going to get the 7 million, I don't think. He rejected a contract from them. So we're just struggling to get more interest going now in Ghana, which is frustrating because ideally we just need him out of the club now because he hasn't performed and we don't particularly need him. Yes, well, Mr. Ashley, as you know, you need to invest in your Premier League squad if you're going to be successful. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, mate, 32 million, very, very well spent. Mike, would I lie to you? Okay, so Dominik Solanki has left us £32 million. It's half up front, half in installments. I think I mentioned that earlier. He just didn't quite work for us, did he? He should have been a lot better than he was. I mean, he did okay in the first year. 10 goals is fine. He played better last season, but didn't really... I mean, he had 3 Man of the Match awards. I don't know. I just could never quite get what I wanted out of him. But he's on 150 grand a week, so I'm sure he's happy. We've doubled our money, so we're happy. The only people who might be left disappointed in this is Newcastle, I think. But but there we go. Dominik Solanki has left. Okay, another update. It's another out, and it is Joe Worrall. Club captain Joe Worrall has left us. 9.5 million off to where do you go? Or Sheffield Wednesday. Off to Watford even. I mean, I think he was a good signing for us. I really do. But we've moved past him now. He's 27. He's not getting any younger. Yeah, like I say, I think he's been a really, really good signing. We signed him when we first got promoted, and he saved us in many ways. He really did stiffen up the defence, but he goes, and we move on. Okay, we have some breaking news. We have a signing to announce. It's a loan signing. It is Sam Gould from Atletico Madrid on loan for the year. We're paying his wages of just over 10 grand. Only a C+ rated signing by the fans. I think he's a little bit better than that. You can see potentially very, very good. But this is what we've got here. We have got basically a replacement, I hope, anyway, an upgraded replacement for, what's his face, Solanki. Good finisher, good composure, good off-the-ball movement. They're the 3 main ones. Decent enough physically. Both. He's not the quickest, but not the weakest in the air. He's sort of relatively well-rounded. And he's not going to be necessarily first choice, but I think he's more than capable. You can see he played in the second tier in Spain last season, did quite well. As I said, he's not going to be first choice, but I think he's more than capable of playing in the Premier League and scoring goals in the Premier League. And that's what we need him to do. So yeah, I think, and again, let me know what you guys think, but I do think, how is Sam Gould Spanish? Does he have a second nationality? He's second nationality of English, even better, so we don't actually have to, it doesn't take up a foreign player slot either, so that's brilliant. So yeah, Sam Gould. Alright, we are back and we have some more departures. Deli Bashiru has left, gone off to the Middle East, 9 million. Now this is split sort of half up front, a little bit like the Solanki deal, half up front, half to come later. So, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous about selling him simply because I don't know how we're going to go for club-trained players in Europe, but he was surplus to requirements. It was a good fee, so I decided that essentially we had to let him go. But he was a good player for us, maybe slightly underused, but he never really let us down. So sad to see him go, but we need to move on. And the other player that's left is James Garner. £5 million we've got for him. He disappointed me, I've got to be honest. I expected great things, mostly because he was so good for us at Brentford last FM. But yeah, we've got 5 million for him, so we've made a little bit of a loss, but these things happen. There was no point keeping him around. He was on 47 grand a week for us as well, so the fact that we've got those wages off, that's no small part of what we wanted to do. So they've both left. In terms of the finances, we now have 70 million in the bank, 64 million almost to spend, and we've got a little bit of wage room there as well. So yeah, we've got money to spend now if we want to go out and see if we can find maybe a little bit of stardust to add to the squad. All right, we're back with another departure, and this is not one that I had necessarily planned, but Matias Santos, Brighton came in with a bid of almost £10 million, plus a percentage of the next fee. It was non-negotiable, but to be honest, I couldn't believe my luck when this bid came in. He is potentially decent, and like I say, I was willing to give him a chance in the team, but when a bid like that comes in, you've just got to accept it. Let me know if you guys disagree, but surely not. We're signing some good midfielders anyway, that are even a little bit younger than him. And like I say, 10 million when we signed this guy for 200,000 a year ago, 2 years ago. I couldn't say no to that.
We have breaking news this evening out of Sheffield Wednesday as manager Aussie Villain has smashed the club's transfer record with the £62 million signing of Italian striker Walter Razzini. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to local reporter Ernest Topbottom. And Ernest, what has been the reaction to this signing?
Thanks, mate. Well, it's fair to say manager is very excited about his new signing as he ran out of training ground just moments ago, declaring we're gonna win Champions League.
All right, here we go. I have got my man. I saw this guy right at the start of the summer. He popped up in a scouting report, and I did everything I could to make sure we raise the funds to sign Walter Razzini. Now, have a look at him. 62 million is a smashing. It's 3 times the club record, I think. It's a massive fee. We're paying him 82 grand a week. It's a 5-year deal. He's a star player, and trust me, I'm going to oversell him, and you're going to be disappointed when you see him. Crucially, there is no minimum release fee, so that is absolutely vital. Now, 19-year-old wonder kid. The fans say he's an A-. He is not a great player for Dominik Solanki. Dominik Solanki doesn't play the same sport as this guy does. Let's have a look at him. Look at that. 19 years old. Still room to improve. He's a wonder kid. He's going to be the best player in the world. I'm almost convinced he can play in midfield. I mean, he's almost our best midfielder. Never mind our best striker. He is perfect. He's perfect. He's physically fantastic. Mentally, he's fantastic. Technically, he's brilliant. He can pass. He can shoot. He can cross. He can take a free kick. He can do everything. And we're going to have him playing next to Brummer. I'm so excited. We got him from Hellas Verona. They've never seen so much money. They would have been cheering in the streets. So he's an actual player as well, it looks like. So I'll have to go and have a Google of Walter Razzini and see what he's like in real life. But I could not be any more happy to have got this across the line. He works hard as well. There's everything about him. He's the perfect player. He's the perfect player. So we're going to have him and Brummer. Let's have a quick update of Brummer. That's going to be our strike force next season. I'm not saying we could win the Champions League, but we could win. We got 2 wonder kids. This is brilliant. Okay, well, it is game day, opening day of the Premier League season. We've been given a tough start against Manchester United. We're also going to be playing Tottenham. That's going to be next episode. Now, it's not going to surprise you, perhaps, that we've kind of blown our load on the one signing there. So we've ended up bringing in 2 strikers. We signed more than that, didn't we, surely? Oh, yeah, and then, of course, we signed all these guys early on in the window, of course, with, I was going to say, I'm sure I signed more people than that, with our midfielders. So we've got Sodokov here, we've got Bazunu, who was signed, we've got the wonder kid goalkeeper who was signed, and, of course, our attacking midfielder who was signed. I was getting worried then, I'm sure I signed more than that. But then, of course, Razzini, who is I'm in love. Players that have left, of course, Solanki. We actually didn't spend, we actually made a profit if it's just this year. Obviously, if you take into account the other signings, not so much. But anyway, Solanki left for 32 million. He's gone off to Newcastle. Worrall's gone off to Watford for 9.5. But Deli Bashiru's gone off to the Middle East for 9. James Garner's gone to Bristol for 5. And what's his face here? Santos has gone off to Brighton for 9, just under 10. 2 loanees. We've loaned McLaughlin out to the Championship to Charlton, and Mateo's gone out to the Championship to QPR. So hopefully they'll get football and come back better players for us. And we sold somebody who was just complaining and annoying me, so we sold someone off to Norwich there. So that's what we've done. Let's have a look at the squad we have, and I think we're done okay here. Now, of course, we could play with the 2 up top, but this is just the easiest way to see position. So Razzini obviously is a star. We also have Brummer as a striking option, along with Abel Ruiz, who was solid for us last year, never let us down. Sam Gould is also going to be up there, and Nabian as well. So we have, I think, is that 5 guys? Absolute class. Really, really happy with our striking options. If we look in wide areas, now most of these guys can play either side. So we have Edwards, we have Castrati. They were both superb for us last season. We also have Diangana, who we saw off and on last year. He came in January, you may remember, from Crystal Palace. We also have, obviously, this guy can play out there, but he will majority play in the middle. He will play in the middle. Antonio Marin is obviously an option out here. And do we have one more winger? No, not really, just more sort of options. But most of those guys can play both sides, so that's absolutely brilliant. If we go back in midfield, did we do enough to strengthen midfield? That's going to be the question, isn't it? Lewis Cook, Bellic can play back here, though he'll play sort of more further back than that. Sodolov, we have Mooney, who can play back here. I mean, Razzini is instantly one of our best midfielders as well. We have Samare, we have... Jibing, I guess you pronounce it, I don't know. Oliver, who I still have a little bit of faith in, but it's declining. And Clarkson as well. Do we have anybody else? I feel like there might be one or two others. Maybe midfield is still somewhere we could look to strengthen a little bit. Yeah, we do have a little bit of cash. I'll show you the finances now before I forget. We still have about 10 million, and we have a little bit in the wages as well. So we're not completely done, but we're more or less done. So defensive midfielder, McCrory can play back there, obviously. But we'll see. McCrory will be the guy we see most often. Cook can play back here. Bellic can play here. William McQuaid will be another guy, someone that came through our academy. We'll see him back here a fair bit. And Clarkson as well can. I'm also retraining Clarkson to be a right back. He has a set for positioning, which maybe isn't great learning a new position, but as a sort of emergency third choice backup, I think he could do a decent job for us if we're sort of in a bind. Centre back, we have Carmo. We have Mbai. We have Keach as a young backup. We have Bellic as someone who'll be more first choice. We have Schurz as someone who'll be more first choice. We have Del Prato, who can play back here if we need him to. We have Doyle. And we also have, of course, our 18-year-old Colombian coming in January, which is why we may look like we're one short right now. That'll be fixed in January. We move over to right back. McCrory can play over here, but he won't. The main two will be Jorge Martinez, and also Del Prato. And then we have some other guys who can fill in if we need them to. McQuaid, Schurz, a couple of guys that could do a job, but we don't really want them to have to play over there. Over on the left, and B, also very good left back. But the main guys here will be Taimon. We're going to keep faith with Mendel, even though I'm a little bit concerned defensively. He's maybe not good enough, but he does okay when he plays. And we have, of course, Callum Jones as that young backup that can step in if we need him to. Goalkeeping, well, I'm quite happy with what we have, to be honest. We have Federico, who is a star. We have Bazunu, who will sort of help him while he settles. And then we have our two youngsters in Dikili and also with Gary Turpie as well. So we may look to loan one or both of them out. We'll just kind of see what happens between now and the end. But that's it. So let me know what you think of the work that we've done there. Let me know how you think we'll get on this season. How will we do in the Champions League? How good is Razzini? How much in love are you with him? And do we still need to strengthen midfield? There's a lot of potential there. Maybe we could do with a little bit more. We still have loanees as well, of course. We've only got one loanee and none of them are domestic. So maybe we could look to use those in midfield as well. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time to get the season underway. Take care.